Hello, my name is Marnette Hofer, and I am the Executive Director and Archivist at Heritage Hall Museum and Archives in Freeman, South Dakota. And we are here today in one of our historical buildings on our museum complex. This is the Diamond Valley School. It was built in 1884, just a couple miles south of Freeman. And it seemed like an appropriate place to have a discussion with Lois Thieszen Preheim from Newton, Kansas, about a book that she recently wrote called Trailing the Schoolchildren's Blizzard. So welcome, Lois. It's good to have you here. Tell us a bit about how you actually became familiar with the blizzard of 1888, why it's such a memorable storm, and how it is that you chose to actually go ahead and write a book about the story.
Having grown up in Henderson, Nebraska, I was aware of a blizzard story from January 12, 1888. And then when I married into the Freeman community, I had a story from my mother-in-law, late mother-in-law. She had grown up about a fourth of a mile from where the frozen boys were found. And so this story had a very personal effect on me, and I wanted to know more. This blizzard is memorable because it came quickly, and it caught people off guard. And it was during the school time, hence the name, title of the Schoolchildren's Blizzard. And so it affected a lot of children. I was aware of the lack of scope and scale of the blizzard, the entire blizzard, and in doing research, this became quite obvious.
I appreciated here in the beginning of the book, you've got a map, and you show these 10 communities that you ended up researching that start all the way from Edmonton, Alberta, through Saskatchewan, and down through the Great Plains states, and like you say, ending in Austin, Texas. So you just kind of chose these based on
I
these
chose them
locations?
for weather patterns and also where I had access to stories.
Sure. So are all the stories that you included, are they based on real people or real events, or how did you kind of come up with the people that you talk about?
Well, where there were real people in the records, I imagined them.
Fleshed it out a bit.
I did.
Well, what drew you to actually writing about this?
The fact that stories within one generation can be lost.
So one of the things that you did was you started each chapter with a poem, which is a very effective way to capture everything in a nutshell. Tell me about that.
Well, I've been writing poems for the grandchildren. I have twin granddaughters, and for each birthday, I write a poem. I thought for this situation, I could write a poem about each chapter through the voice of the child or the mother, and capsulize a story in a poem.
It was a very effective way to kind of give a synopsis of what was happening.
In a nutshell.
Yeah, I really enjoyed, at the end of each chapter, you have recipes. Each of these stories, you managed to make the characters kind of come to life because you shared their experiences, their feelings, and then their food, which I thought was a really unique idea. I mean, they're real. I mean, we could actually try these at home, right?
Absolutely. Many come from my recipe box.
I see. Yeah, I thought that was really a neat way to tie these all together and make them real to everybody. I guess in conclusion, I would ask, share a bit about what your motivations are and your hopes for this book.
Well, I'm hoping that by sharing these stories, people will be motivated to examine their own capabilities of rising to the challenge of the blizzards in their life, so to speak,
Right.
and to give them encouragement figure out a way to conquer what's before them. But primarily, I want to keep the stories going.
Yeah. Inspiration from the past.
Yes.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much for taking some time out to visit with us about this book. It's a wonderful book. Encourage folks to check it out. Trailing the School Children's Blizzard. Thank you.